Hello, everyone. So it's no longer news that Mr. Peter Obi, Governor Alex Oti called for for the Labour Party stakeholder meeting, and this stakeholders meeting was held in Abuja at the Transcorp Hilton. One of the things that was quite that a lot of people found quite surprising was the fact that Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo was there, and even though he has resigned from Labour Party, but he was there. And then Senator Ireti Kingibe was not was not there. She was not at the convention stakeholder meeting. I think it's rather a stakeholder meeting and not a convention. And so many people found that sort of like what's going on, and as in many people were reading meaning into it. Probably maybe she's not in town or something like that. But with the recent happenings with Senator Natasha, a lot of people were not particularly happy with Senator Ireti in the kind of way that she took on the whole issue, especially saying that Senator Natasha was one person who has always, been there with him, been there for her, and always supported her. And it was almost as if she came out and she literally threw Senator Natasha under the bus. And so a lot of people were particularly not very happy about that. But then this whole thing, and one of the things for me, just saying Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo being at the meeting, the stakeholder meeting that was called. For me, I really was happy about that, because at the end of the day, all hands are needed on deck. Yes, it's been really frustrating the way Labour Party has done its thing, especially the way Aburi had handled that, and so it just people just got tired and stuff like that. But then also, trust Mr. Peter Obi to always have his own word that he will say. And there was something he said, even though some people were like, oh, he sort of like yabbing. He was like taking a dig at you're yabbing. Kenneth Okonkwo or something like that. It might not really be that. Where he talked about the fact that he loves to operate from a place of strength. According to Mr. Peter Obi, he said he prefers to operate from, sorry, not a place of strength, that he likes to operate from a place of weakness. And somehow, that's always the best place to come for, especially when you're going into like a fight or something. It's always good for you to be underestimated than overestimated. When you're underestimated, people don't, they don't they don't put in as much to get at you, that they're thinking, oh, this is really nothing, this is really nothing, and then you now come from nowhere and you actually get there. That is such an amazing thing. But this convention has really, why am I calling it convention? It's a stakeholders meeting. This stakeholders meeting has really been, quite nice in the way it was organized. People coming, a lot of people did come in there, and then at the end of the day, they now walked to INEC to go and deliver the judgment to INEC, because that's the certified true copy of the judgment of the Supreme Court judgment to INEC. So with that now, INEC can say that the decision that has been made, because INEC followed the appeal court, and reinstated Julius Abure, barrister Julius Abure. So with the certified true copy is to say to INEC, okay, look, there's a new judgment in town, and then it's for INEC to now do the needful and remove and no longer recognize Julius Abure as the chairman. If I when they say absolute power corrupts absolutely, I think someone that has really exemplified that is Barrister Julius Abure. And what even power did he even get, that I even say? But for some people, it gets to their head, this whole thing. I'm like looking at this one, I'm thinking, you want to do this chairmanship thing for life, ni abi you don't want to leave, or it's not about the growth of the party, it's about um, some selfish interest. It's just unbelievable. I mean, by now you understand the energy. I remember immediately after the election, for me, after the rigged election, Tinubu had rigged the election. I'm like, no problem. Let's sit down. Let's get to work. Let's get Labour Party. For me, my goal was that by now you'd have at least 10 to 20 million registered members, get people in, begin to save money, get 1 to 2 million people that will be financial members, even if it's 1,000 naira that they are paying, begin to save this money at the end of the day, so that parties Labour Party doesn't need to be depending on selling forms at exorbitant rate. No, they should be having money that they can run the affairs of the party and do all of that. If you say there's something, I even went to meet Julius Abure in his office, you understand, with the plan, everything we had done. One thing I must say to every Nigerian is that parties are very important. We cannot afford to stay away from parties. That internal party democracy is very key, and it's very important uh, for for us all to participate in it. Even if you don't need to run for office, even if it should just be in a party, just ensuring that the right thing is being done, just ensuring that there is internal party democracy, just ensuring that when they're going to do primaries, delegates are not bored and stuff like that. That on its own is such a major and big deal. And until we get all of these things right, we're going to be having problems with politics. And most times these people, you don't blame them. They build their platform, they put together their platform, they feel they own it, nobody should come in and take over from them and all of that. We also must begin to think of our own way of building our platforms. We must put in the work, we must put in the energy to build this platform and ensure that this platform work for everyone. And hopefully there are no other shenanigans. This one that Apapa is coming out, Julius Abure is coming out. We'll continue to watch and see how this goes. And for me, the prayer is for these parties to be able to put themselves together, especially Labour Party, put itself together and be that hope, that vehicle of hope for the Nigerian people, that vehicle that brings a good governance, accountability, and transparency. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.